My mother-in-law is a potter, and she taught me pottery in high school. And then I had stopped doing pottery because it's not like the most transportable craft. And I was in college doing like mosaic and stuff like that. And I've always like dabbled in different mediums. I was, single, got married, eventually, and had a kid, and she was super hard. It turned out like when she was 3, we found out she had autism. And I think by the time I started doing clay again, her brother was part of our life too. And my mother-in-law, I had some postpartum, I think, and then also finding out she had autism kind of like threw me for a loop. And I started seeing a psychologist, and she's like, I think you have situational depression. And so we talked through that. And at the time, I think my mother-in-law could just kind of sense I needed something to do. With clay, it's like one day you've got the like hands-on like molding, getting your hands dirty, like sculpting the piece that you're going to create. And then there's other days where you're carving it. Like let's say a hanging planter, like there's the day that I make the pinch pot form. Then the next morning, it's in the right like leather hard condition to carve, which is actually like my very favorite thing to do, carve. And then the next day it'll be like glazing. So it's like I get to paint too. So it's like quite a variety of different mediums in one medium. And I really like that about it. I've always been creative and always like, there's not a week that goes by that I didn't like create something. And once the clay was like in my life, it was like every day I was creating. And I've told people it's sort of like how athletes can't go a day without exercising, or they get like cranky and like pent up. That's kind of how I feel about creating. Even on vacation, there comes a point where I'm like, okay, I need to make something. So collaborations, I think, are really great for like when you're feeling like, I just don't want to do this, like getting in a good collaboration with someone and being like, what can we make together using your skills and mine really helps. And then just, I have like different places I go for inspiration, I guess. And one great one for me, I love like tangible paper things. My husband thinks I'm ridiculous, but like having a paper calendar and like stuff like that. Flipping through an anthropology catalog is where I got the inspiration for my little tasseled planters over there. They had a trash can that's like rattan, and it had tassels all over it, and I was like, I love those tassels. Somehow I've got to incorporate that into what I'm making. And so, yeah, just like when I'm feeling down like that, a lot of times I'll just like go to something for inspiration and like get new ideas, and then get excited about creating something different. That really helps. So, and taking a break from like the stuff that's gotten monotonous is good too. Yeah. I do have days, and it seems like I'm in a place lately where I have more of those days where I'm like, gosh, I would love to just kind of quit sometimes and focus on my family more and like making dinner. And I sometimes think, I feel like I've learned so much from this. Like I could like do some sales pretty well in the corporate world, but I think at the end of the day, I know that wouldn't be very fulfilling for me. I'm Joy O'Connor, and this is why I create.